Imagine this. What if you only had to pay for an ad after it actually made you a sale? It's a pretty powerful idea, right? Well, that's the billion-dollar question that a company called Affle is busy answering. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how this global tech player is basically flipping the entire script on digital advertising.
You know the feeling. We've all been there. You're scrolling on your phone and you just get hit with this tidal wave of ads. And you kind of have to wonder, does any of this stuff really work? For advertisers, that's not just a passing thought. It's a massive, multi-billion-dollar problem. And it's the exact problem Affle was built to solve.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll get to know who Affle is. Then, we're going to unpack the secret sauce behind their business model. After that, we'll check the scoreboard, see if the numbers really back it all up. We'll look at a real-world example of it in action, and finally, we'll take a peek at their pretty ambitious plans for the future.
All right, so first up, what is Affle? Well, at its core, Affle is a global tech company, and they have a really clear mission: to use the power of artificial intelligence to make digital advertising not just bigger, but a whole lot smarter.
See, their whole goal isn't just about throwing ads in front of as many eyeballs as possible. It's about delivering real, tangible, measurable results. They use some seriously powerful AI to figure out what people actually want, connecting brands not just with viewers, but with their next paying customers. And when we talk about their reach, we're talking about massive, massive scale. Their platform can touch over 3.8 billion devices across the globe. Now, that's not just a big, flashy number. It's the key to their intelligence. It lets them gather huge amounts of data, which in turn makes their AI smarter and their ad campaigns way more precise, whether that's in a place like the US or in a rapidly growing emerging market.
Okay, but having a big network is one thing. What truly sets Affle apart is their business model. It's an approach that completely shifts the risk away from the advertiser and onto them. It's called CPCU, which stands for Cost Per Converted User. And here is the really revolutionary part. Advertisers don't pay for clicks, they don't pay for views, they only pay for results. I mean, think about it. It's like only paying for a giant billboard after a customer walks into your store and actually buys something because they saw it. That's how powerful this is.
So how does it work? The process is actually super simple, but really powerful. Affle's AI finds the right person, shows them the right ad. That person then gets inspired to do something, like install an app or sign up. Once they actually complete that action, and only then, does the advertiser pay a dime. So all the risk of an ad not working, that's on Affle, not their client.
And just so we're clear, this isn't just some side hustle for them. It's their entire business. In the second quarter of fiscal year 2026, a staggering 97.7% of their total revenue came from this CPCU model. I mean, they're completely all in on this idea of performance-based advertising.
Okay, a great model is one thing, but does it actually make money? Let's crack open the books and dive into the numbers from their latest quarterly report and see if the proof is really in the profits.
Right off the bat, we're seeing some very healthy growth. Revenue shot up over 19% compared to the same time last year, hitting almost 6.5 billion rupees for the quarter. Now, this isn't just a number. It's a huge signal that more and more clients are buying into this performance-based model.
But you know what's even more impressive? Their profitability is actually growing even faster than their revenue. Their EBITDA, which is basically a good way to measure a company's core operational profit, grew by almost 29%. This means that as they get bigger, they're also getting way more efficient.
And finally, we get to the bottom line, profit after tax. Also saw really strong growth of over 20%. So the takeaway here is pretty clear. From top-line sales all the way down to bottom-line profit, every key metric is pointing to a healthy, growing, and really efficient company.
So where's all this growth coming from? This chart is pretty revealing. While they've definitely got a solid foothold in developed markets, the real engine of their growth is crystal clear. Nearly 74% of their business comes from India and other emerging markets. These are the places where hundreds of millions of people are getting online for the first time, and that's creating a massive, massive opportunity.
All right, the numbers are impressive for sure, but let's make this a little more real. We're going to look at a case study that shows exactly how this model works for a major client out in the wild. So our example is Fetch, which is a super popular rewards app in the United States. Now, Fetch was looking for new ways to find users, and they wanted to tap into an audience that wasn't necessarily glued to their phones all the time, people watching TV.
So the challenge was pretty clear. How do you get someone to go from their couch, watching TV, to their phone's app store? Affle's solution was actually pretty clever. They used smart QR codes in TV ads. So, a viewer sees the ad, they scan the code with their phone, and boom, it takes them directly to the App Store to install Fetch. It's a totally seamless journey from the big screen to the small one.
And the results? Well, let's just hear it directly from the client. Fetch's marketing director said that Affle's, quote, proactive guidance and precise execution helped us drive a clear increase in installs. Now that is a powerful endorsement that really shows their tech delivers actual, real-world results.
So, they've got this unique model, and the financials are strong. The last question is, what's next? Let's take a look at Affle's vision for the future.
And let me tell you, they are not thinking small. The company has stated a goal that is nothing short of audacious, to achieve 10x growth over the next decade. That kind of ambition signals some incredible confidence, both in their technology and in the massive market opportunity they see ahead.
So how in the world do they plan to pull that off? Well, their whole strategy is built on a foundation of just relentless innovation. With a portfolio of 36 patents in ad tech and a deep focus on AI, they're constantly working to stay ahead of the curve. They're not just improving the model they have now, they're trying to build the next generation of advertising technology.
And all this really brings us to the big question at the end of the day. In a world where every single marketing dollar is being scrutinized, Affle's model just seems perfectly positioned for what's coming next. It really makes you wonder, is paying only for confirmed results, a real sale, a real customer, the future of all advertising? Thanks for joining us today.